mass exodus of illegals are sneaking into Canada from Washington for stunning reason. "Welcome to Canada," a Canadian immigration officer said to a Pakistani man who walked into the country, taking just a few steps from the U.S. state of Washington to our neighbor to the north. The refugee, who chose to talk to the press under the condition that he be referred to only as Vidu, noted that one immigration officer carried the family's baby stroller. "It's like crossing the street," he marveled, taking a few steps across an alley to show how easy it was for him to take his wife and 2 children, 11 years old and 6 months, into Canada. "We hardly walked 10, 15 steps." Vidu had seen a YouTube video laying out the easy route to Canada and, like many others, went to Seattle, took a $300 cab ride to a border city like Bellingham or Blaine, Washington, and walked a few feet into Canada. Asylum seekers are taking the route to Washington state to Canada, which they see as more welcoming than the United States since the election of Donald Trump. Immigration authorities say hundreds of refugees have opted to move through northern U.S. states like Washington and New York to Canada since November's election. Although President Trump has not been able to put a travel moratorium in effect due to challenges in federal courts, which will be resolved by the U.S. Supreme Court, his open stance of cracking down on the flow of immigrants and refugees has contrasted with the welcoming promises offered by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. U.S. Border Patrol trucks are stationed around the well-known crossing points, but some refugees say the U.S. immigration authorities merely watch people sneaking out of the country. A spokesman for U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Jason Givens, said they do alert their Canadian counterparts, who are often waiting to welcome refugees on the other side of the border. One Blaine, Washington resident, Bob Buell, owns the aptly named Smugglers Inn, bed and breakfast with both the American and Canadian flags flying on the lawn. Buell says, "There are people here in the evening that aren't here in the morning. All they have to do is take a walk on the lawn and step off on the road. After that, the refugees are free to take advantage of the free services the Canadian government offers in the way of food, housing, medical care and education, while American taxpayers save money." Do you think America is better off with illegal immigrants flooding into Canada instead?